All right, there we go. Everything should be set up. We should be live. I was feeling pretty rough today. But it was getting around 1 o'clock. I know I was supposed to get the stream ready, and I was feeling real crappy and whatnot. I was laying in bed, and then I just fell asleep. And that's what I needed. Whatever was going on, my stomach and whatnot, it's finally passed. I woke up. I don't feel great or anything, but I don't feel like crap. I feel like I'm alive. I guess I don't feel like I'm like, oh God, what is this? I hate this. All right, let's see. So yeah, I think it was just that my stomach is more sensitive now, and what it is I ate too junkily. I think that's what happened. Oh wait, hold on, I didn't want to talk to him yet. Now I gotta read this and then I'll get back on that. There's a fella here who knows to put a price. Oh yeah, never mind, I already talked to him, so that's good. So I don't think I can eat bad food anymore, right? Like I think, like for instance, like if I go out to, you know, people would complain about like eating Taco Bell doing bad things to them. I feel like if I went to Taco Bell now, I'd probably go to the hospital afterwards or something. I'm just, my stomach after the stuff that put me in the hospital, my stomach, I have a weak stomach now or something, I guess. I don't know. So I woke up and I had a solid. That's what, and hopefully that normally does go down better. And so that's what I'll do. And I just need to like not eat food that's just processed, you know. I can't be putting, especially like grain products that are more processed, because those are grain stuff that's processed is processed over and over again. They'll take like the crumbs of one thing and then make another thing, and then take the crumbs of that and then make another thing. And that's after they already processed the crap out of it in their first thing. Like, I think I just have to avoid stuff like that now. There we go. The less junky food, the better, basically. Anything that's junky, I don't think I can eat. Or if I eat it, it has to be like a very small amount. I have to treat it like I have to eat it like I have to treat it more like I'm eating candy or something, you know, where it's like I don't know. It's like the majority of my meal needs to be decent stuff, and then like if I want really bad to have something junky, it has to be like a small, super small portion. That's not that much of a percentage of the meal. Jaw paralysis, that sucks. Yeah, I understand. Xboxer. Yeah, well, that wasn't me trying to tell you that you need to get into it either, by the way. I'm glad you're feeling better. Yes, I do believe I've heard a rumor or two about her myself. It seems nowadays they keep her up in the special cell on the floor above. She may be a commoner, but she's an upstanding woman nevertheless. Apparently, she holds a great deal of influence outside the prison, even now. If only we could take advantage of it, but I hear that's easier said than done. Yes, I'm sure she's well versed in society's shadows, given her status, but shame as it is, I suppose she's not the type to utilize those connections. I guess we're gonna meet whoever that is eventually. Yep. The thing is you know, old habits are hard to break. I pretty much was able to throw anything I wanted into my stomach for most of my life. So even though I'm mostly eating good for the most of the time, every now and then I don't, and it's immediately, it's like, well, my day is now ruined. Maybe even the next day is ruined. How's it going, Private Tomcat? Pardon me, Sonny, but you wouldn't happen to be searching for something, would you? I've heard talk of a red-haired newcomer slipping in and out of this chapel, you know, you see. Are you the informant? But yeah, how's it going, Private Tomcat and Soren? Well now, good on you for figuring that out. My name is Agashe. I don't know, I guess that's how you pronounce that. But folks around here know me better as the informant. You seem to be going through a spot of trouble, am I right? I may not have exactly what you want, but I do have something of equal value. Oh, and so Private Tomcat and Soren, I'm feeling better now. I woke up and I wasn't feeling better. And I was like I woke up at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and I was getting ready to start the stream sometime, and I was laying in bed around 1 o'clock, about an hour before I start the stream, but feeling crappily still. And then I just passed out and woke up super late. And I feel better now. So I needed whatever that was. I needed that sleep to help pass whatever was going on. And it's just me. I brought it upon myself. I need to eat only good things now. But the part of the problem is good food's expensive. So lame. It's so much cheaper just to buy some cheap, heavily processed shit and eat that instead. And it tastes good if you know, certain types of that stuff taste pretty good. So, oh well. I trust you catch my meaning. What do you want? What else could an informant want but information? If you can present me with intel privy only to you, I'll give you your item of equal value. How about the layout of the watchtower? How about info on the interrogator? I can tell you about those thieves. The watchtower? The watchtower. You're referring to the one located in the corner of the special sector, I presume? Intel on an off-limits area like that would be quite valuable indeed. Or it would be, if anyone cared to know. Sorry, no dice. Well, I don't want to tell about them, but I think that's what I have to say, I guess. How about the interrogator? I'd prefer not to talk about her either. Oh, you're talking about the haughty snob of a lass, aren't you? I had a good deal of inmates requesting particular, but something about her. Very well, you piqued my whatever interest. I'll take whatever you want to know. Everything you knew about the Ingrid. Let me see. Am I like, is this like a... I don't think this game cares what I tell people. But let's make sure I didn't like lock me into a bad ending or something weird. Use 9. Go shoot. What to tell? I have a spoiler light Steam guide in progress on things that are missable. No gifts are missable. Bunch of quests are missable. People entries. These are entries that I believe are permanently missed as they are not automatically by story. Krisha at the beginning until an entry pops up. I don't know if I did that one. Talk to Tito until an entry pops up. Talk to Anemia until an entry pops. So I think I missed one of the entries then. I will see. I'll look around. Like maybe I should. Oops, excuse me. Excuse me. All right. This guy's name has to be in here, right? Nope. Once again, Google's so shit at their job that they recommend something to me that doesn't have anything to do with what I'm looking for as the #1 recommendation. Let's see if the second recommendation has anything to do with what I Googled. No, it doesn't. Let's see if the third recommendation has anything to do with what I Googled. No, it doesn't. The fourth, fifth, sixth. Well, I'm pretty sure something about Tommy Hilfiger doesn't have anything to do with what I Google searched. Yep. I just... It's hard to understand how the search engine is so terrible at its job. Like, they sabotaged it so badly. If it has any effect on the outcome of the story whatsoever, there's no way for me to find it on the internet anymore. Search engines have been ruined. I feel like it does have an outcome because all I said is Ease 9, what to tell, and this guy's name. And a lot of the search results are ending related things like ending spoiler, ending, and I control F and put in his and try to type in his name and nothing's in there. Ending questions. Like a lot of this stuff that they're coming up with. So it makes me feel like it is somehow related to the ending. It's just Google is completely fucking incompetent and it give me what I want. And instead they have to give me shit vaguely related to what I want, but not in a way that's good enough. Let's just delete all that stuff and just put the guy's name in there. Button configuration? Are you serious? Assist mode, button config. All I have is this guy's name and Ease 9, and it's like Any downside in using assist mode? Boss difficulty. What button configuration are you using? Like, what? And then after like 5 results, it moves into like Amazon links. Saint Laurent official online store. Microwave spectrum analysis. Like just something in a foreign language. A Wikipedia entry on Saint Laurent. The official Hermes online store. What does any of this have to do with Ease 9? I gotta use the bathroom. Pretty badly, I might add, so I'll be back. Not going outside or doing a roommate talk or anything. It's just strictly bathroom, so I'll be back soon. All right, that's a bit better. So, speaking of outside, I got a bunch more stuff planted today. Some stuff is just too late in the season, but whatever. Planting was done when the opportunity became available. How's it going, Crispy Bacon? Yeah, I'm not really interested in the Fallout TV show at all. Bethesda's bad enough about staying consistent with their own lore. When they give it to someone else, I have no hope. Someone who doesn't give a shit about it and will crap all over it. And it was made by the West. Produced by the same company that made the Rings of Power. We'll never watch a single episode of the show myself. But I hope that you enjoy it and hope that it's a fun TV show for you. And that the first episode where you say it was okay is only the beginning, and it gets much better there from there. For you. But for me, it will be nothing but trash, even with me never having seen it. I do not give them chances anymore. I've been burned too fucking much. And I have Amazon Prime. Oh, I've already paid to watch it technically. You planted your jalapenos? Nice, man. Hope I did it right. It's hard to do it wrong. You can increase your odds by doing specific things. Increase your germination percentage by doing certain things. But it is likely that you did it just fine. If you're paranoid about not having done it right, and you have extra seeds, which you might, do the napkin method. If you have any hydrogen peroxide, you can increase your odds even more. And what you could do is basically you can start a second batch in case in a few weeks you don't notice anything happening with your first batch. You can just pop these bad boys in. So let's see. If you have any hydrogen peroxide, basically you get a glass of water and you put a few tablespoons of hydrogen peroxide in there, mix it in, and put your seeds in there and mix those in. And leave them in there for like a half an hour or so. That'll help jumpstart your seeds sometimes. Then you put extra seeds in each of the holes. Well, yeah, that'd increase your chance of germination too. That's one of the many techniques you can use. And then all you got to do to make a seed germinate is put it in the ground and keep it moist. It works out most of the time. I'm just talking about things that increases your chances. Most of the time, as long as you got viable seed, what you did is good enough. As long as you just keep the dirt moist. Let's see. Seed napkin. Avocado. So basically, what you do is you could do this, or you can do something like this where people put it in Tupperware. All right, so Open image in new tab. Just trying to get the images ready so I could just show them all at once. Ow! Why did it try to open up a video? I didn't want it to open up a video. Oh, where was the thing I was looking to show you now? That they were trying to make me open a video? Ah, yeah, this. Open image in new tab. Alright, so then you could do something like this. You, like I said, you germinate it. I mean, you put it in like just a few tablespoons of, doesn't need to be precise. You just don't want it to be too strong. Just a few tablespoons of hydrogen peroxide in a glass of water. It doesn't matter, you know, a cup of water, whatever, you know, however much you want. Just, you know, it doesn't need to be super precise. You leave it in there for half an hour or so. Then you put them in a paper towel, put them in a bag, spray them. That'll keep them wet. You can spray them with a bottle or just pour some water in there from the faucet or whatever and keep it wet. Now, for me, it's important to make sure, like some people will fold it over so much that you can't see it. I tend to just fold my cloth in half one time. And then that way I can look at it from both sides of the bag. Like I have some right here on top of my computer. These are firecrackers. So what I do here is, this was about a week ago. I put these in here. I take a little flashlight and I put it underneath it. I don't shine the flashlight at my face. I shine it kind of away from my face, but on the underside of the seed. And then I can see if the seeds have started to germinate yet. And I can tell that these are just now starting to get a little tiny bit of a root poking out of them, which means they're all germinated and they're like activated. Like the seed is activated, it's going for life. At that point, I right now I could just put these in the dirt. I put these in the dirt, and as long as I don't bury them too deep, and I keep it continue to keep it moist, it will put up some green stuff, and it'll do all the things it needs to do. You don't need baggies though. You just need anything that keeps the moisture in. So this person's using Tupperware. And as you can see from this, I think that they personally let the seeds go for too long. Like, if you've let it go so long that it's getting leaves, I feel like you've done it too long. Yeah, I would just get it until the roots start coming out. Once you start, because the first thing that pops out are the roots. So once you get a root coming out, you just bury it just ever so slightly in the dirt, depending on the seed. If it's a big hunk of dory seed, then you know you can go deeper. But pepper seeds tend to be kind of small. But that's if you're having an issue. It could be a couple weeks. It could be 3 weeks or so. Like sometimes it takes a long time for pepper seeds to germinate. That's why I like to do it to where I can visually make sure that they're working before I put them in the ground myself. So like, let's see. How long does it take a... That's right. Jalapeno seed. 2 to 3 weeks. Germination can take 2 to 3 weeks for a jalapeno seed. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be there for a long time. And that's all pepper seeds. Pepper seeds are very slow germinators. The way I do it makes them germinate faster. So as I said, if you ended up having leftover seeds, which I don't think you necessarily do because you didn't say you did, and you used my method to do a few of the seeds that way, just a few, and you want to keep it somewhere where it's warm. Jalapeno seeds like to germinate in warm temperatures, so don't put it in the fridge. And I would put it on top of something that warms up a little bit, you know, like on top of your PC. If you have your PC on and whatnot, and the top of your PC is warm but not hot, that's where I like to put mine. But if there's something else that you use that's kind of warm every now and then but not hot, you don't want to burn it. You want to keep them warm. The fact that because you're still getting cold days where you are, right? That won't prevent them from germinating completely, but it's likely to make the germination process take even longer if you're still having cold nights. So it might end up taking you, you know, a month or more to have those seeds germinate. It might end up being like a month and a half, who knows? So just don't get discouraged. Pepper seeds are very slow to germinate. That's why I never germinate my pepper seeds in the dirt. Like a lot of people will do that because it's just, you know, it's the basic way to do it. It's not going to be harmful or anything. It's going to have a high success rate, of course. But I can't help but thinking about it. Like I check my pepper seeds several times a day. Like what's gonna change? Like I just checked my pepper seeds, and because I'm talking about them, I grabbed them and started to pull them up, and as if I was gonna check them again. I just checked them 5 minutes ago. Like what's gonna be different? Literally nothing. But imagine having that kind of thought process where you're thinking about it constantly, and it could take a month for anything to happen. It's like, oh. So I like to do mine in a little napkin in a clear plastic bag that I get for free. I get these little plastic bags for free. So I put it in one of these clear plastic bags. I spray some water in there to keep it moist. And every day I shine my flashlight on them and check. Today, my cayenne peppers were just like, I wasn't gonna do cayenne. My mom wanted me to do cayenne though, and the cayenne, so I started those very late. I would have already had started them a couple months ago, really. But the cayenne peppers were just finally getting their little bitty baby roots. And so I put those out today. Top of the fridge is a good idea. I thought about that too, but I wasn't sure. It's been a while since I touched the top of my fridge. So, like, literally over a decade. I use the top of my fridge for storage of cooking things. So I don't really remember, but I had the vague memory of keeping bread on the top of the fridge one time and it getting stale, so I feel like I remembered it getting warm. If the sun is going to be hitting the top of your fridge for some reason, which I doubt, just cover the seeds. I don't think pepper seeds need the sun to germinate. So just like put like a towel over top of them or something. That might even, it might not be. You might not want to cover them that much because then it might make them too hot. Let's see. Yeah, see, yeah, jalapeno seeds don't require the sun to germinate. They don't require light at all. Doesn't mean that light will kill them, but if you're not checking it daily, like direct UV exposure, like if the sun is hitting it directly, might mess with the roots. Like the suns don't tend to like, roots don't tend to like the sun. As long as they're kept moist, they won't like dry up and die right away or anything. And as long as you're checking it daily, none of that'll matter because you shine a light on it and you'll be like, oh, okay, I can see some roots. Let me put them in the ground. The pruning, flowering, fruiting, I don't know how to deal with. I want to plant seeds and harvest when I get seafood. Well, if you want to make more peppers from your jalapenos, let them ripen fully on the vine. So jalapenos that you buy are always green, but jalapenos, what is going on? My bitrate is bad today too. Come on, man. All right, I'm gonna have to start harassing my ISP again, guys. This is 2 days in a row. But jalapeno seeds, like the jalapeno it'll ripen fully, it'll turn red instead if you let it. And that's what you want to do if you want to replant from your own seed. Now, you said you had various peppers, so another thing that you'll want to do if you want to replant, it's cheap to order jalapeno seeds though. You can just order more, so you don't need to do this. But let's say you enjoy one of those various peppers, or you want to for some reason start saving your own seeds instead of buying some, then make sure you isolate a flower or two. You can buy like little cloth coverings and then just like hand fertilize the flower. So pepper flowers tend to be self-pollinating, so what you could do is just, as soon as you can tell that a flower is going to be in that spot, you can just cover it with one of those cloth things, and then once it blooms, pollinate it and let it become a pepper, and then you know that for sure that is a pure pepper of that type. It's not crossbred at all. Oh, I see. So her name is Ingrid, and she's here on direct orders of Ram. Yes, this is useful information indeed. But if I may ask one thing, how do I know it's reliable? Should this prove false, my reputation as an informant would plummet. How do you plan on guaranteeing the credibility of this so-called scoop? You'll just have to trust me. Now, why would I place my faith in someone I've only just met today? This won't be enough to earn you any compensation, I'm afraid. About if I vouch for him. I'll just stake my word on his. Is that credibility enough for you? I don't know. Haven't you only just met this red-haired lad yourself? Why go out of your way to vouch on his behalf? You know full well the way I operate as an informant. What was it I was thinking that I wanted to mention regarding plants? Oh, I found a cheap-ish way. Crispy bacon. If you're handy with if you're handy dandy with tools, which I assume you are, because you said your soil's crap or something, right? I can't remember what you said, something, but it wasn't just the temperature. You said it was more than the temperature being a problem. You can change that over time, but this would be a big change. Let's see. You can also just do a plant bed. But those things are expensive. We're talking about hundreds of dollars for one of those things. So what I found instead, Because I was like, yeah, I know if you build it yourself, it's going to be much cheaper. I want to see some videos, someone else's ideas on how to build these things. Let's see. So I got this video saved here where this guy built a 4x8 raised garden bed for about 50 bucks. Can I pause the video or mute it, please? Can I expand into theater mode, please? Wow, you are being super slow. So let's pause this. So all he did was he bought this this roofing here, this corrugated roofing. Apparently you can get these panels for about like 15 bucks each. I'm like, what? Really? You can get those that cheaply? So he just bought 3 of these panels. And he, you know, he measures everything and cuts it in this, you know, cuts it. He has some spare 4x4s, so that saved him some money, obviously. And look how decently sized this thing is. That's a big old damn thing. And when you fill that with whatever you fill it with, it's filled with whatever you filled it with. It don't matter if your soil's shit. Oh, well, with a raised garden bed, chipmunks, squirrels, and all that stuff aren't an issue either. Because what you do then is you just add a covering for the raised garden bed. You can build like little PVC pipe coverings. Here, look, I can find something like that right away. I'll link this video to you. I'll put it in the Discord so it's easier for you to get. If you forget, I'll send it to you on Discord. But as far as finding another video, that's easy. So all I gotta do is Google PVC covering for raised garden bed. There's like a billion builds of this. Like, look at this. Look at all this stuff that just popped up. There you are. I'll put this in the Discord for you. There we go. I linked that video if you want to try to build something like that yourself. But like, look at all these things. It's literally, you just buy some PVC pipe. You either do a hoop like he did there. You can just build a full-on cage with chicken wire and some cheap-ass chicken wire and a PVC pipe. Like, look at that. You can buy like cloth things too. Like, look how cheap this is. I mean, chicken wire is cheap as shit, and PVC pipe is cheap and easy as shit to work with. What he's doing, like, one of these kids who's never gone outside and touched grass can do what he's doing right now. Like, this is not even difficult. The more difficult thing would be the raised bed thing, and even that, the only reason that's difficult is because you need the proper tools to cut metal. But yeah. But all together, this is cheap. Add in this additional cost here of covering that up, and it's probably an additional 20 bucks worth of materials, I would bet. So for 70 bucks, you can have a giant ass raised garden bed. Like this. Now, to fill that bad boy up, it's going to cost more than 70 bucks, by the way. Even if you go around and find a bunch of logs and stuff to fill up the bottom half of the raised bed with, which is recommended, it saves you quite a bit on soil costs. You know, filling up the rest of it is expensive unless you have a place that gives out free compost and stuff like that, which there are places that, excuse me, there are places that do that. I don't do anything with it. I eat it. This year is going to be the most I've ever had, and I'll have more than I can eat. And so I don't know. We'll find out. I'll probably give it away to people. Try to store as much of it as I can so I still eat it with me and my, like, I'll give some to my mom and I'll give some to my roommate. And that's my plan, is to eat it. But this year might be the first year where there's more of specific types of things that I can eat. Like, there's gonna be more peppers than I can eat for sure, because I have like 80 something pepper plants. I went way overboard on peppers. I have like freaking 20 jalapeno plants alone probably. Someone send me. All right. You know full well the way I operate as an informant. That's what I do. You, of all people, should be able to tell right away whether someone is lying. No. After all, an informant who can't tell lies from truth is hardly worthy of trust. Well, of course I can. Don't think you can sell me short just because I'm old. I knew the lad was telling the truth from the moment he opened his mouth. Oh, you did, huh? Grrr. Oh, all right. There's no room for doubt anymore. Thanks for your wheedling. Here you are, Sonny. Due compensation for the tip-off. You receive a small box. Within the box is a premier cigar source from whatever. My sources say one of the nobles in the special sector have been requesting one. I have no doubt in my mind Brackett will jump at the chance to snatch it up. Thank me very much. You really are a peculiar one. I had you pegged as a man of dignity, but I realize now that you're just a patsy. You'll have to play your cards better if you plan on making it in here. Oh, money to buy mason jars? Yeah, that's one thing I thought about doing, is doing the jarring thing. You gotta like boil them in the and then you put like the jar in the water, and then you like put the top on the thing, and then it sucks it, and then you that's when you screw the top on, screw the other part of the top on. But then there's like these other things that you can get where they have like little spring things, and you put like you put them in there, and you put like a little spring thing in there too, and the spring thing pushes the stuff down to make sure it stays in the pickling solution. Like if you're using brine, it keeps it in the brine. If you're using vinegar, obviously, whatever pickling solution it is more important with something like brine, because the top of the brine will get moldy, and that's more like you're not just pickling it, you're you're fermenting. That's one thing I thought about trying to get into, is fermenting things. Phew, not a moment too soon, huh? Like, I want to make my own kimchi one day. The problem with that is that it's dangerous if you don't do it right. You were taking longer than I expected, so I figured I'd come check on you. Guess I just ended up meddling in things, huh? Thanks for helping me out. Don't mention it, my friend. Somehow, I get the feeling you would have managed on your own anyway. At any rate, this should be enough to get you the access pass. Once you do, then we can really start getting down to business. Who's this? Oh, this is him. He's sitting here now. Well, ladle. You should be all set to get yourself the access pass now. Once you do, then you can really start getting down to business. I'm getting riled up just thinking about it. Consider this a special deal of sorts. You have Marius to thank. And not the slightest clue what you may be up to. But you know where to find me should you come across any more juicy intel. Who knows, perhaps I'll buy it off you for a sizable price next time. Alright, so all that's taken care of. Wait, it's not showing where I need to. Oh, okay, it is. I was like, I knew where I had to go, but it wasn't showing it, which made me feel like I was wrong about where I had to go. Oh, you're back, so what did you bring? It's got to be at least moderately valuable or the exchange is off. You present the premium cigar to a bracket. I don't believe it. Is that a premium Britain cigar you got there? How'd you manage to pry it out of that old miser's hands? I don't never know. Getting a hold of these outside of the prison is hard enough as it is. Wasn't exactly easy. I bet not. This is one impressive stunt you pulled here, kid. You'll hear no complaints from me here. You'll earn this. You earn this. One moment here. Just. Oh yeah, scratchy. Oh, and crispy bacon. You remember when you were talking to me a while back ago, you were asking me about the, let's see, the thing, because you were mentioning money, and you mentioned that a few days ago too. Let's see, and you didn't know like how to send it. You were asking about like percentages and whatnot. I'll put that in the Discord too. But this is what you were looking for. I don't have that in my YouTube videos anymore just because I just haven't bothered. It's like it's not like a thing that many people need to use anyways. You'll hear no complaints from me, but that's the higher percentage thing that you were talking about a few days ago before you had disappeared for like 3 days or something like that. You'll hear no complaints from me. You earned it. Here, take this. By the way, have you heard anything? And you don't have to, by the way. Like if you're changing your mind, if you end up changing your mind for some reason, don't worry about it. Don't lock yourself into anything. Have you heard anything about any inmates disappearing from the prison? Did they break out? Were they released? We're talking about just a few people here, kid. And you know this place ain't easy to bust out of. How about this then? You ever hear of a place called Restricted Sector? Sounds familiar. Is that so? Maybe you heard one of the rumors going around lately. Apparently one of a special few knights and soldiers are allowed in and out of it. Word is that only those folks who up and vanished were taken there. Of course, a rumor like that are a gold a dozen here. But we can't be too careful. If you need anything else, you know where to find me and what to say. Nice doing business with you, kid. Alright, I got my hall pass. After millions of years. We're still in a prison, so we'd best keep our guards up. Feel free to reach out to me if you find yourself needing anything else. Looking forward to doing business again. Looking forward to doing business again. Alright. Now that I have a hall pass, I can go into the middle of the thing without being harassed. Entering won't be a problem anymore now that you have a hall pass. But you shouldn't probably go update. You should probably go... Gosh darn it. I wanted to take a look at least. I have a hall pass, Marius. Hey there, Adel. I take it you're the proud new owner of a special sector hall pass? Yeah, and it's all thanks to you. This prison's full of zany characters. 100% to my pocket. I think it's 93% or something, or 97%. It's yeah, I can look it up. Let's see. The AI here says, so what's being taken probably is the fact that it goes to my PayPal. That's probably the percentage, because this Streamlabs says that it's 100%. At least this says it. Streamlabs does not take a cut of your tips. So then... It used to be 3%. Now it's none, apparently. So then it's just PayPal. How much does PayPal take? So PayPal takes 3%. So yeah, that's where the 3% is coming from. Because that stuff that goes in the Streamlabs goes into my PayPal account. And that's so that's 3% less. No, 3% of 100 is $3. So $100 would be $97. Hey, put a bunch of criminals together and you're bound to get some oddballs. More importantly, you should be able to get around better now that you have a pass. So, what Adel the Red got next to on his agenda? I'd like a better idea of what's going on. I plan on breaking out of here. Plan on breaking out. I want to go on the lam. Well, ultimately, I'm the same, seeing as I was arrested for no obvious reason. I want to know the exact definition of on the lam. On the lam. And I've always thought of it as lamb as L-A-M-B. I don't think it's that spelled that way. Yep, on the lam. L-A-M. Alright. I like that saying. and I forgot it existed until just now for some random reason. So let's add that to the fun words file I have here, which has sayings too, like cat's pajamas, the bees, the jig is up, the bee's knees, rabble rousers, rabble, 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 rabble. So let's put on the lamb. Lam. Let's see what the meaning of this is. Like, broken down. Obviously, it means like running away from the cops. Rabble, 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 rabble. Trying to avoid being caught by the police. Yeah. That's the way I've always heard it. But, like, break it down. What's the etymology of this saying? Like, how does this work? Running away, especially from police. The origin of this slang term is from 1800s is unknown. Yeah, but what is, like, okay, I guess I gotta look directly on the lamb. Yeah, there is a co-op feature I've heard, Operation. I don't know how it works. And I wouldn't be able to use it to for myself though. So there's a bunch of theories. Lamb means flight, as in on the lamb. 1897, from a U.S. slang verb to run off. An uncertain origin, perhaps somehow from an element of lambast. Oh yeah, to lambast someone, which is used in British slang for beat. Yeah, you would think LAM would be a word that's used more often. Yeah, but wait, what is a lamb? And why is anyone on it? Does it have anything to do with riding baby sheep away from the crime scene? All great questions, and there's not a perfectly correct answer. Alright, so let's see. So while coppers may not have been on their tails yet, pickpockets were using the word lamb as a signal to run away from potential trouble. Oh, that would make sense. It's a seedy underbelly slang. I could see how that would have developed that way. That makes a lot of sense to me. Yeah. What we do know is it was first used in the late 19th century. Alan Pinkerton, founder of the Pinkerton Detective Agency. Oh, wait. Aren't those the guys who murdered people? Wrote in the 1900s that the word lamb was first used by pickpockets to alert each other to danger. Interesting. So it's just a slang word. Doesn't need to come from anywhere. They could have just made it up. But some people believe it was lambast. There's another theory, lamas, which was spelled namau, and was related to vamos. Lamb means to beat. Beat it. Oh. Just beat it. Oh.
Are you sure about that?
And there goes my bit rate. Thank you very much, Crispy Bacon. I appreciate that. You said you want me to spend that on mason jars, right? Let me check mason jars. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I could probably get them cheaper in Walmart. Oh, wait. Never mind. Okay.
Are you sure about that?
That was a lot more money. I was trying to find... sorry, I double-clicked it. It's going to replay one of the donations again. That's not a double donation. That's me, or not a triple, I should say. But it might replay the $10 donation because I accidentally clicked on it in the thing. It looks like it's not doing it. Okay, good. But thank you very much, Crispy Bacon, dude. Yeah, I could buy whatever the hell damn mason jars I want now. I was looking to see like how much it costs for some mason jars. Why did you do it in two separate things? Did it like did it like the first one like it like did you want to give like 100 and what had happened was the you didn't realize that they were doing cents too? I appreciate it though, man. Thank you very much, dude. That's a massive donation. I can buy whatever the hell damn mason jars I want. Easy. Maybe even a whole system. Like a good one. Oh yeah, look at this one. This one does vacuum sealing differently than the boiling too. Oh, one was a sign up. Yeah, thank you. I don't know if you noticed, I didn't have to check my account. The messages popped up. Did you notice the messages pop up? Because I can hit the button again and it'll play them again. So what happens is when you use that, messages pop up. Let's see. But yeah, thank you very much, man. That's awesome. I'll mention that to I'll mention that. I'll call my well, I'll talk to my mom tomorrow because my mom's coming over tomorrow and ask her if she knows about any decent stuff regarding pickling and preserving and things like that, because she has more knowledge about that kind of stuff than me, because you know she's older than me. She was raised in a different time, and you know, her grandparents taught her stuff like that. Not her mother, unfortunately. Her mother, my grandma, was a monster. Or was a monster. But her grandparents were good people. And they taught her all kinds of stuff. How to fish and cook the olden day foods and stuff. I appreciate it a lot, man. Keep up the rants. I can't not break into a rant, man. Like, it's gonna happen sooner or later. No matter how much I hold it back. That's what I learned eventually. But like I told you before, this prison's chock full of mysteries to unravel. We should work on gathering intel before taking any decisive action. Why don't we split up while we see what we can find out? Why split up sounds good. I'm probably gonna put a good portion of that towards my plants. That's what I'm thinking. There's I'm waiting on a sell on some grow bags. Once that sell, doesn't matter whether or not I got a donation or not. I want to make sure that I still spend the money wisely. So in fact, let me check it now. I check it literally a couple of times a day. I'm trying to buy these grow bags that are pretty decent because they're affordable and decent. But they go on sale frequently, and it's been almost a month since they've gone on sale, so I'm waiting for that next big sale. Dude, I appreciate the support, dude. I appreciate it a ton, Crispy Bacon. Let's see here. Yeah, so the last sale was January 17th. I mean March 17th. And so it normally is about a month or so in between sales. So heck yeah, dude. I'm waiting. When that next sale hits. Well, still try to stay around as long as you can, man. Stay healthy. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get healthy. That's my goal. And that's what I mean. I think you'll appreciate that. That's a good part. I'm probably going to spend a good portion of that money on trying to keep my garden stuff going and enhance what I'm doing. Because my goal there is this year is mostly experimenting, and some of it is just the next iteration of an experiment, because last year was the first year, but I only started late in the summer. This year is like what I learned from that I'm expanding upon, and I'm hoping that what I learned this year, next year I'm gonna hit the ground running, and I hope to like massively supplement my diet with like a lot of food grown straight in my own garden. That's a huge part of what the doctors recommended. They recommended me eating as little processed food as possible, and when I told them I had started a garden, they were like, yeah, oh, that's perfect, like keep doing that, do more of that. So yeah, dude, I appreciate it. Let's see. Sounds good. Why split up? I guess why split up? Well, we'll stand out a lot more working together for starters. Aside, I get the feeling that you're a little more used to getting at it alone. So, like, a big part, like, this year, I don't have a plan with the way I'm doing my food. I'm just doing things. But when winter hits this time, I'm gonna try to put everything in the greenhouse that I can again to get a head start on a bunch of stuff. And then I'm gonna start making my plan. I'll probably start making my plan before winter starts, but I'm gonna start making my plan for next year. What that's gonna be is like, it's like, okay, learning what I've learned from what I grew this year. This is how much I want to grow of specific things that I want to grow. These are roughly the times I want to plant it based on my last frost date. And these are the amounts that I want to plant. These are the ways that I want to plant it. The new things I might want to try. And then these are the things over here that I want to try that are new. Like, that's how I plan on doing a lot of that stuff. Just learning and learning. Like, right now I have too many peppers. So what's going to end up happening is I'm going to end up ramping down on my peppers. Like, right now, it's going to be, I have an absurd amount of peppers. And I'm trying a bunch of new peppers that I never had before, like the Sugar Rush Peach and the little popper ones and all these other exotic peppers I've never had before. And if I like them, then I'll probably do those again next year, but be a lot more conservative about the way I do them. And I like, what I'll try to do is save some of them. But I don't think I'm going to overwinter every single pepper plant that I have, because I have, like I said, I got like 80 pepper plants probably. So what's going to probably happen is that I'm going to just let a lot of those die. And then some of them I'm going, because that's how most people grow peppers anyways. They grow them as annuals instead of perennials, but pepper plants can be perennials. Can you make jelly? Yeah, you can make all kinds of stuff out of pepper. Like, I'll preserve some of those peppers. I'm gonna buy some mason jars with with that money you gave me too, because you specifically mentioned that, and I'll put some of those excess pepper. I'll pickle some of those peppers. Pickle the pepper. Because I have a food dehydrator, and that's the way what I plan to do is dehydrate all of them, but I'll pickle some too. Why not? I'll look into the jelly stuff too. Depends on how many, like, what's going on. But man, like, yeah, I got. Ooh, yeah, there's so much stuff. The peppers are going to be wild. And so what's going to happen is my favorite peppers and the pepper plants that produced the best as well. Like, I got almost 20 jalapeno plants, right? So of the jalapeno plants, whichever ones produce the best, I'm going to try to overwinter some of those in the greenhouse. And the rest, I'll treat them more like annuals, and I'll be like, okay, I'll just plant extras if I want more. I successfully overwintered that butternut squash vine that was in the ground last year. So that's why I already have a huge butternut squash. It mostly died back almost completely, but I saved it from almost every single frost. But every single frost, a little bit more of it died back, because it was still too damn cold for that plant, but it wasn't like killing it instantly. I would I'd cover it extensively and whatnot. So what I plan on doing with the rest of the squash family plants that I've started to plant is I still have the greenhouse up. I just took the covering off. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to set up like a trellis inside the greenhouse, but not on top of it, like kind of a few inches inside of it, and have it trellising up that. And then when winter comes again, I'm gonna cover up those squash plants in the greenhouse and see if I can get them to keep producing over winter. Because they won't be on top of it. Because I was gonna just make the whole thing into a trellis by like draping some old fencing over top of it, but instead I figured I can hang the fencing inside of it, like on the left side of the wall, but like only a few inches away from it, and then trellis up that, and then see what happens. Oh yeah, you're... All right, we have the same page then. Let's get it. Yeah, what you should look for specifically, Crispy Bacon, because the way the size of the thing that you're doing is you should look for small things. So you can get dwarf plants. Like, I don't know if you're interested in tomatoes, but I think that's one of the best examples there. You can get dwarf plants. So you can get determinate dwarf plants. So like you're saying, I don't know what kind of berries you're specifically looking for, but let's say with the tomato, there's like a super small, like one that's like only a foot. There's a name for them. See, 2 to 4 feet. That's still too tall. I mean, that's not too tall, but that's closer. But like, yeah, you can get like determinate dwarf tomato plants, and like you're saying, build a bed this year. Yeah, like you saw that corrugated steel one. That thing looks awesome, dude. Um, that video I sent you, as long as you have the tools to do that and the capability, like that would save a lot of money. Yeah, my bit rate is, I gotta call the ISP again. I'm not doing it today, but I'm gonna call them tomorrow probably. If this happens again tomorrow where my internet starts to get trashed the whole stream, I'm calling them up and telling them my internet's shitty and they need to come out again. But yeah, when you're looking for any type of plant, try to see if you can get determinate dwarf versions of those plants. Like, let's see, a zucchini, right? Determinate dwarf zucchini. So zucchini plants are determinate by nature. That's what this says. I don't know about that. Because I thought they were a vining plant. Let's see. Oh, here we go. A black beauty zucchini. says these plants go 3 to 4 feet. That's not that bad. Yeah, the plant height is short. It could be 2 feet, actually, this says. Plant spacing only requires 48 inches. So here you go. So here's a type of zucchini here called Black Beauty zucchini. And so this is the kind of thing you want to look for. Just look for determinate and type in determinate dwarf. And something's bound to come up from most popular plants. Someone's probably made a breed of it that's like small. So you get the 48 inches apart. The plant is short. It's only about 24 inches. And as you can see, these are zucchini. So if you're really looking for a zucchini, here you go, right? And then see, here's another. This is what I mean. Like, look at this little tomato plant. Look how small this is. You can get these tomato plants that are only like a foot tall, but make tons of little baby tomatoes or like this. And some of these these little tomatoes like this can sometimes be super delicious, way more delicious than those big tomatoes. But some of them will taste exactly like the big tomatoes. It's all up in, oh, look at this picture here. This dude has a tri-bee picture. There's 3 bees in that flower. Holy crap. 3 bees in one flower going at it. They're like, we're gonna get that pollen, son. Don't you worry right there right now. We won't get that damn flower. You own 4 acres? Shit! That's crazy. Technically, the power company owns the other half. Even if that's true, 2 acres is still... That's awesome, dude. Congrats. You're a landowner. Let's see. Move this here. That's here. I should get back to the game. I'm all distracted. I'm spending so much time like trying to become a good gardener that I get distracted. Like when I start doing gardener talk now, because now it's a hobby of mine. And my mom said my green thumb gene has woken up. She said it was pretty dormant. I had to wait till I got a lot older than she would have suspected, but it finally woke up. We can rendezvous at the chapel if things start going south. Best of luck, my friend. I'll be seeing you in a bit. I'm gonna plant tomatoes this year too. Not tomatoes, but potatoes this year too, on a request from my roommate. But it's too late in the season where I live right now to do potatoes, really. So they're probably not gonna go well. But it's a learning experience. It'll be the first time I grow potatoes. What I do, I'll learn, and then apply that for next year, where I plan on planting at the perfect times to do everything that I'm gonna do. I gotta get healthy. I gotta get healthy or I'm gonna die. I know it sounds dramatic, but it's just true. I need to get healthy. So that's a lot of my effort is going into that now. Trying to become a healthier person. And a huge part of that is like eating better. And then I'm trying to become more active, which I have been becoming more active, but I'm also trying to at the same time eat a lot better than I've been eating, which is highly processed poor people food. You know, if you're wealthy, you can just buy good food from the farmer's market. Or, you know, from the fancy sections of the store, you can get like fancier food. But it's not technically completely out of reach for me, because as long as I do the initial investment, which I have been doing, I've been putting a lot of my money towards like the initial investment of starting a good, proper, large garden. Extraordinarily large, seeing as that I live in a trailer park. then my food will eventually end up becoming cheaper than some of the other food that I used to buy that was cheap. It will never be completely free. And there's always the labor that's involved, but the labor is good. I need the labor, right? But the cost of like buying the all this natural food that's a lot more expensive will disappear because I'll just have grown it myself. And I'm working on a rain collection system. I'm going to start on working on that soon, trying to get to the point where I don't use city water to water my plants. That way I don't have to have a more expensive water bill to keep my plants watered. I just do it all with rainwater. And then I'm trying to, on a very small scale, I've started some composting. But I might up that and do even more so that that would supplement my dirt cost. Like I'm trying to like not just learn how to do the, hey, let's grow and harvest something, but ways to supplement all those costs. The initial investment is still always large when you're doing these, like buying the soil. Like I spent $25 on soil this Friday. I went out and got some food and picked up some $25 worth of soil. And I don't have enough planters for that right now, but that's why I'm waiting on the sale for the planters. That's gonna be coming any day now. But I still have a couple more of the 5-gallon bags, so I'm going to use those last couple 5-gallon bags, and I'm going to put the potato, or no, there's a couple of 7-gallon bags. I'm going to use those last couple of 7-gallon bags, and I'm going to put the potatoes in those. And it's not a lot for potatoes. Like I said, it's more of an experiment because it's way too late in the season to plant potatoes where I live and have a high success chance. So I'm only devoting 2 bags to it. Hey Vepper, how's it going, man? I've been doing a lot of plant talk. You came in probably near the end of plant talk. Like Crispy Bacon was talking about his peppers that he planted recently, and then I started talking about all my plants, and then he gave me $105 to like buy some mason jars, and my assumption is other plant related things. So then that made me like, all right. I started doing even more plant talk because I'm like thinking about all the things that I'm gonna do. Man. Yeah, because like it's super important. Like it's not just a hobby anymore. It's like it's necessary for me to be healthy and to not have to go back to the hospital for my stomach. And like so it's not just something I'm enthusiastic about, which I am, but I have extraordinarily important health related reasons to keep pushing, right? I want to make, even though it's a trailer park garden, I want to have a sustainable, good sized garden that supplements all my produce if possible, which I don't buy produce almost ever because it's too damn expensive, and it's much cheaper just to buy this cheap ass shit instead. But instead, I stopped buying that cheap nasty food that for me. Instead, I grow a bunch of produce, and that supplements a huge portion of my diet. That's my hope. That's my plan, at least. And I'm learning I keep learning. You gotta keep on doing it. Keep on learning. And I'll get there. And sometimes along the way, you lose, you get lost in the weeds a little bit, like ending up with 80 different pepper plants. Somewhere around 80 different pepper plants is probably a little too many peppers. Like, unless I plan on pooping nuclear bombs, I don't think I can sustain myself on that much pepper plants. I guess in an emergency, I suppose I could eat nothing but that. But that would, like I said, my anus would turn into a nuclear bomb. I don't think that, like, if 90% of my diet was pepper. Like, oh God. Yeah, I'm happy about the fig trees. I got those fig trees for free. And I don't know. I think the internet was wrong because I looked this stuff up. I went to a store and I was looking at the prices of stuff. I don't think it's $400 worth of fig trees. I think it's $100 worth of fig trees. I think that the either way, it's fine. I'm glad that I got like free fruit trees, but still, it was like, I wonder why the internet initially listed as like $130 a tree for that size tree. Doesn't matter. So I got those 3 trees added to my thing. My neighbor is planning to cut down a cherry tree, bro. Not even joking. I mean, it sounds such a, like, I don't know. Doesn't that sound like an un-American thing to do to you? So what she did was, here's what happened. My neighbor got a bunch of dirt for free. And then she left it there and to the left of her driveway. And has been there for a few years now. Things came out of that dirt. One of the things that came out of that dirt is now a 20-foot tall, maybe 25-foot tall tree. And she's like, yeah, I should really cut that down. So I'm going to cut that down because it's too close to the road. It's growing. It's starting to grow inside of another tree. Like, I need to cut that down. And I was like, oh, yeah? And then I walked up to the tree and looked at it. And when I looked at it, it was not a normal tree. Like, I could tell immediately the way the leaves were and the little things it had on it. I was like, this is either like a flowering tree or a fruiting tree. And she's like, it is? It's like, yeah, just look at this. And she's like, oh, okay, well, what kind of tree is it? So I went and got my phone and pulled out the app and took a picture of it. It's a black cherry tree. And it's been in there for so many years that this might be the first year it's going to bloom and make black cherries. She still is insistent upon cutting it down, though, because she says it's just too close to the road. So my plan is that me and my neighbor, I'm not my neighbor, but me and my roommate, I don't know if we can pull this off. It's like 20 feet tall. We're gonna try to dig the whole ass tree up. If she's insistent by the end of this year, we told her to wait to the end of the year type of thing, and if she's still insistent after seeing it bloom and all that stuff that she does not want that tree there, then me and him are gonna try to dig it up and bury it in our yard. I don't know if it's going to be able to survive that. It's still a young tree. It's only like 8 inches around, maybe. It's not inches. It's not 8 inches if you measure with a straight line. It's like 8 inches around, right? Like if you have measuring tape that you wrap around the base. It's maybe only 8 inches around, but it's like 20 something feet tall. So it's probably got a really good root structure. And that's going to be a hell of a lot of work to move that. But dude, we can't let her cut down a cherry tree. It don't feel right, you know what I mean? So we're gonna try to dig up the cherry tree if she ends up not wanting it, and to put it in our own yard. So we might have a full-sized cherry tree that's gonna produce thousands of cherries every year. Because I mean, it's big as shit. It's a big ass tree. I don't know what's gonna happen to it, if it can survive. Yeah, we're gonna wait till it gets closer to winter, when the tree starts going dormant, so it's more likely to survive, and go at it. My hope is that she decides to keep it. It just don't feel right, man. It feels un-American to cut down a cherry tree. You want to go to the courtyard? That's not one I hear every day. But I won't stop you if you want a breather. Just let me verify your access pass first. Checks out. Proceed. We Roman soldiers are stationed in the central wing too. Just don't try anything funny, alright? Yay! I successfully presented my hall pass. All else aside, I'm a little concerned about those rumors. Guess I don't really I guess it doesn't really matter though. As long as a fellow Warden Belger is here. You may proceed, but remember, we Roman soldiers are, oh yeah. Blah 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 blah. Door is firmly shut. Your mama's firmly shut. Goodness, what am I to do? Ooh. Brutish inmate. I recognize that mop of red hair anywhere. Is this the guy who tried to attack the other dude and got, like, was it a fork or a spoon or something got planted on him? An unfamiliar inmate addresses you. Oh, so you're gonna play dumb, huh? Oh, this is the other Adel. He did that to the other Adel. Not this Adel. You remember damn well who I am. The hell are you roaming around for? Don't tell me you have an access pass. Inmate 163. No talking during labor hours. Unless you fancy yourself a nice long visit to solitary. Wait, this guy's the one who set me up. Raise another stink and I'll see to it you get another few shifts to enjoy. Am I understood? You there, you have a proper authorization, I assume? You present your hall pass. Alright, move along then. You may have a pass, but that doesn't give you permission to cause any trouble. You gotta be kidding me. What did I do to deserve this? You gotta be kidding me. How did you get into the special sector? The old man got himself broken out by Monstrums too. The hell's going on here? Move along now. You may have a pass, but yeah. Like, I'm both excited and apprehensive about the cherry tree thing. Man, it's gonna be an absurd amount of work. And it might be for nothing. It might still die. I said best bet is that she keeps it. She's not a practical person when it comes to plants. But if the tree blooms this year, which it might, because it has the buds, it should be fairly pretty, and that might make her change her mind and not cut it down, or not say that she wants to cut it down, which would mean we wouldn't have to dig it up to save it. Images. This is not anywhere. This is way thicker. Way thicker. This tree is like probably 30-40 years old. But it's close to the height. If this tree is like, I don't know how tall this tree is, but like the damn tree is tall as hell. It's just not that thick. It's like a thinner tree like these in the background. Though these in the background could be freaking 12 inches thick, who knows. There's no real, the perspective makes it difficult to tell. But when it blooms, it looks like this. So hopefully she'll be like, oh, it's a pretty flower tree, and then like want to keep it, even if it's in an unpractical area. And see, this is what I'm thinking about doing. If it turns out the root system is too dense and it's going to be way too difficult to do it, notice how much shorter this tree is. We could probably just top it, dude. Like, there's a lot of low growth on the tree, a ton of low growth on the tree. So we could probably just top it and make it so that the tree is only like, 10, 15 feet tall instead. And then, because like right now what it is like, this is way thicker than the tree. The tree's probably as thick as this branch here, but it's like tall as shit. It's way taller than this tree here. And it's probably because it grew in a giant pile of compost. My guess is that some of that compost contained black cherries, and one of them germinated and took off. Have I looked into tree transplanting? I mean, no. I understand the concept of it, though. Like, I know how bare root trees work when you buy them and they're dormant and the things you do. Like, technically, I've bought transplanted plants. Like, my blueberry bushes were all, the ones that I bought at least were bare root blueberry bushes, which is basically like a bush is a small tree, basically. I understand the concept. So, but that's one of the reasons why I'm waiting until winter when it's dormant. That way it's less likely to be shocked to death. But my thought process was, if we do have to decrease the odds of it surviving even more by damaging some of the root structure because it's just too much for us, then what we could do is top the tree. And if we top the tree, then it'll need less energy to keep itself sustained, which if it has a smaller root structure, then I feel like we should probably top the tree. That way it doesn't need as much of a root structure to keep itself alive. And that's just my guess, right? Because I don't think there would be any harm in topping it. It's not like we would lose out on some of our production of black cherries. But like, those cherries are gonna be hard to get anyways. Like freaking 20 some odd feet in the air. We need a giant pole with the things, and Those would be the last cherries we eat if we eat them, even if we do eat them. And that thing is probably bound to produce way more than we could possibly eat. It's so huge of a tree as far as like the amount of it's gonna make. It's been growing in there for years though, man. This might be, and supposedly it takes several years before the black cherry tree produces its first cherries. To me, it looks like it's gonna do it this year. Like it has these buds on it where I'm like, oh, these look like these are gonna grow into flowers, which might become a fruiting thing. That's what I was telling her. That's why I wanted to look it up. You can see regular inmates being readied for penal labor a ways away. I tried to like talk to a few people who I thought might be able to do it themselves and have more money and tools, but I couldn't convince anyone else to do it. They're like, ah, it's gonna be way too much work. I'm not interested. So it's like, well, I guess it's my responsibility now to save the damn cherry tree. And my roommate agreed. He's in on it. He likes the idea of having a cherry tree, but just like me, he would prefer if it stayed where it was and it didn't risk dying there, and we could just get some cherries off of it, because she isn't going to eat any of those cherries. She's a weirdo. She is not going to eat any of those cherries. Guarantee it. So that would be our cherry tree, basically, that she just had because it looked pretty. Every inch of trunk diameter corresponds with a foot of root ball diameter. Really? That's it? So we would only have about 8 inches of root ball? That's not bad. That's less than I thought. Let me look that up. Let's see. Trunk to root ball diameter. For a trunk diameter to be okay. A general rule of thumb is 1 foot in diameter for every inch of tree trunk diameter. Bro. That's like... That's going to be much smaller roots than I thought. That would... Oh my god, that would be so awesome if it's that much. I'm going to mention... I'll be right back. It'll be really quick. I just want to mention that to my roommate, because... Holy crap, that'll be awesome. That'd be a lot less work. Because like yeah, it's not a thick tree yet. It's a very tall tree, but it's not a thick tree yet because it's only a few years old. I don't understand how it got so tall so damn fast, but maybe because it was growing directly inside of a giant pile of compost, which also is going to help us dig it out, by the way, because it's growing on top of a big hill of compost, which means it'll be easy to dig out that portion of it. Part of what I'm worried about is burying it, though, in our yard, because that's going to be a lot harder to dig in. We also have to be careful to make sure we don't, like, any water lines or electric lines and shit like that. But I'll be right back. Alright, I'm almost back. All right, I'm back. I got distracted. It was only going to be another minute because I just needed to refill my water. But when I left to go refill my water, my roommate was like, I finally saw that Gordon Ramsay grilled cheese video, and I'm like, which one? And then it was off, right? And we started talking about like, dude, I don't normally talk and care about that kind of stuff as much, but dude, that was ridiculous. Sometimes one of the best chefs in the world could not make grilled cheese. I bet you if I talked with him, I could convince him to make a really good grilled cheese sandwich. Now, I know everyone might be thinking that. But the reason other people are wrong when they think that is because they would think that the way they're going to convince him to make a grilled cheese sandwich is to tell him how. Dude, he knows how to make a grilled cheese sandwich. He knows. The problem is he thinks it's beneath him. And I think I know the combination of words to say to make him go, huh. There is a way to express myself artistically in something so simple. And let's see if I can find an example here. Let's see. Trying to find the exact story. Ah, yes, I think this is it. Let's see. I don't remember how to pronounce his name.
Giotto.
Giotto, okay. So the story, here we go. I would tell him the story of Giotto's O. And even if he's already heard it before, just hearing it applied to a grilled cheese, I think would be enough. So, I'm not going to read the whole story here. Long story short, some dude wanted a really good artist. A bunch of artists show up and he's like, and they're supposed to prove how good of an artist he is. And like someone's commissioning a painting here. And the way he proves that he's a master artist is he just draws a circle. That's it. Right here, it says, the courtier first traveled to the blah 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 collecting designs from other masters. He then went to Giotto's studio in Florence and asked for a drawing to take back to the Pope. So just to prove how good of an artist he is. Giotto took a canvas, dipped his brush in red paint, pinned his arm to his side, and drew a perfect circle with his hand. He grinned and said, "Here is your drawing." The courier, feeling mocked, asked for another drawing. Giotto replied, "This is enough, and more than enough." Although he suspected that he was being taken for a ride, the courier took Giotto's drawing back to the Pope along with the other master drawings. The courier explained that Giotto had drawn the circle unaided, and the Pope and his advisors realized how much Giotto surpassed all other painters of the era, and he got the job. His circle was a masterpiece because he just drew a circle free-handed. And whether or not that story is true doesn't really matter. What matters really is someone can hear that and then understand, yes, I actually get that actually would be something. Like someone, like just try to do a small circle with a pencil and they'll be like, ah, shit. There's always gonna be imperfections. Now try to draw a freehand large circle the size of a canvas of a painting. Now you're talking about some shit. There's gonna be all kinds of weirdness. It's like you pull out that measuring tape and you're like, oh shit, actually this is not the same length as that spot there, and this is like, it's gonna not be right. But to be able to draw a large perfect circle free-handed, it's a way to express yourself. The way he did it was he expressed himself artistically with a simple thing. And that's all he has to do with the grilled cheese, bro. It's not hard. If you need to express yourself artistically with the grilled cheese, then draw the perfect circle, dude. There's a way to do it. You're smart, you're a chef, think of a way to do it, but know that they want a circle. They don't want a painting of a fucking reef or with all these beautiful flowers and shit in a giant circle with waves crashing through the circle and carp jumping. No, they said draw a fucking circle. That's not what they requested him to do, but I'm saying, like, if I asked him to draw a circle, it's like, no, I'm asking you to draw a circle. I don't want all this other shit. Just draw a circle. And you can draw the perfect circle. Just do it. Like, if you need to express yourself artistically, then plate it in a specific way, maybe. Some people like to dip their grilled cheese and stuff. Make some kind of fancy dip, you know? Do something like some kind of side dish thing with a really beautiful plating. And like, I'll be like, you're the chef. You're the chef. You know what you can do. Like, research the history of grilled cheese. Research the customs when it comes to grilled cheese, and then figure out some way to artistically express the grilled cheese in a way that people go, oh, but it's still just a couple pieces of fucking bread and some cheese that melted. It's not hard to do that. But because the way he's trying to express himself is to make anything other than a grilled cheese and call it a grilled cheese, well, you know, he just keeps failing. You spot the man you met with you when you first arrived to Baduk, the warden of the warden of the prison. Some sort of problem must have arisen from the look of it. Perhaps following him will lead you to the information that'll help you escape. So I gotta go down. There's a lot of people to talk to down here. Hey, you with the red hair. I assume you have an access pass? You present your hall pass. Something doesn't sit right about this, but fine, go ahead. Don't do anything stupid. That red mop of yours is hard. It won't be hard to identify. How dare he be bigoted? Oh, it's the lady, the preposterous lady. A massive lizard, no, a primordial breaking out on a rampage. It's beyond preposterous. I feel like she should be saying inconceivable. It would be way funnier. I must be more exhausted than I thought if I'm hallucinating to this extent. Though the warden did seem strangely tense when we spoke earlier. Cough. Get it together, Ingrid. You have a mission to focus on. Journal. Oh, I can't look at people's records? Shit. Did you hear? Apparently something happened in the restricted sector. Again? Aren't the Knights supposed to have the place under control? What in the world are they doing over there? Keep in mind, we aren't allowed to step foot inside the restricted sector. I know. Still, this place has been nothing but trouble. Nothing but trouble. That's a movie. Speaking of the Crimson King, go ahead. Got a head of red hair just like yours. Sure, just thinking about him gets my blood boiling. I'll get him next time. Teach him to goad me on. Grumble, grumble. No, I can't go that way. That's the way I'm supposed to go. Up ahead is the Julian Mines, the prison's penal labor site for general inmates. You shouldn't have any business with this place. Thanks to your special privileges. It's one of the more toilsome sites as far as the penal labor goes. A fighting place to atone for your crimes, I suppose. A fitting place to atone for your crimes, I suppose. Alright, so that's everyone, right? Looks like there might be someone up here. This is where I came from. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Can't get up there, so yeah. This is the last place to check. Warden Belger forced his way in just a little while ago. He just kept barreling through no matter how much the knights told him to stop. Thanks to that, the knights aren't keeping watch. Oh, there's still plenty outside. I'm never gonna break out of this joint, am I? Hey, that's that guy again. I used his model. Again. Whoa! There's one fancy door. The restricted sector lies ahead. Those without permission are barred from entry. A sturdy lock is fitted on the door, but it seems to have been unlatched. Did the prison warden head this way? Do do do. Do do do. Da da da. What's that off in the distance? I see. So the restricted sector, huh? This is the restricted sector, huh? You think it's true that all those missing inmates were actually brought here? From the look of it, even Romans have a tough time getting in. Why is the warden here? That's a good question, too. The prison was seized from Glia by the Roman army. I think that it's the garrison who assigned the knights their guard duties. But what we're seeing here is pretty at odds with what we've heard. Hey, I don't suppose there's a chance we could get ourselves inside. I mean, we've made it this far. I'd like to see just what's they're keeping in there. I was thinking the same thing. Thought you'd say that. Great minds really do think alike, huh? I highly doubt we'll be able to sneak in through the front. Why don't we try looking around, see if we can find another way in? Marius is now accompanying you. He's not a party member, though.
Maybe through the ventilation shafts? There's a door northwest of the courtyard. If there is a way in, it'll be through there.
Yeah, he's not a party member, he's a companion. Yeah. Let's go front, see what they say. Yep, okay. I saved that way just in case, like it game overed me or something, who knows. Can I close the door? No, alright. There it is. The security scene is pretty sparse. The air vent I mentioned is in the warehouse of the panel laborer site, just past that door. In all likelihood, it should connect right to the restricted sector given its location. Let's go check it out. Meow, 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 meow. That is what an air vent looks like. It's a crawl space, not an air vent. There's an air vent hidden behind the storage containers. Why would they hide an air vent behind storage containers, man? Not gonna defeat the purpose of an air vent? How did you know this was here? We've got our blind spot. No one ever bothers the proper patrols in here. This air vent should have another one just like it on the other end. Might be our way into the restricted sector. It's worth a try. Clear the way. Alright, let's get this over with. Before someone spots us. Bing, 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 bing. Bing, 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 bing. Phew, that was a bit of a squeeze. Looks like my hunch was right. We've made it into the restricted sector without too much trouble. There's still guards on watch. Fair point. Let's tread lightly, looking around. Hopefully, we're gonna go ahead and save, and hopefully just auto stops us.
The other sectors, it's missing that prison pizzazz, you know?
No, I don't know. I have no clue what you mean. Looks like the knights are over there. We probably shouldn't get any closer. That's what I figured would happen.
This must be the archives.
Bing, bing. Bing, 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 bong. Bing, bing. Bing, 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 bong. Map of Balduke Fortress acquired.
Balduke Fortress? Looks like time's really taken its toll on this thing. It's ancient. Must be a map of Balduke long before it became a prison city. These lines leading away from the fortress must be the old escape routes. There are parts of this map that are too damaged to make out, though.
We might be able to use this to escape.
Not a bad idea at all. Maybe the escape routes are still intact. One leading from the special sector. Ah! There's one connecting the Jillian mines and the cemetery.
I had a feeling we were going to use those mines at some point as
Adol. Doesn't it strike you as odd? The prison's underground layout should have been unknown. That means that this map is...
Enough! I demand to know!
What's that about?
What was he about to say about the map? I know that voice.
It's coming from the other side of that door.
Each of you
Like
grab
I
a
was
random
saying.
book and sit down and pretend to be reading, just in case.
People will grow suspicious if these unwarranted arrests persist. On top of that, I've been hearing reports of giant monsters in the prison. Upon investigation, I found that your restricted sector was at the center of it all. Some reports even claim that inmates are being taken there.
That is interesting indeed.
Don't play dumb with me, Shadowlord. The Hieroglyph Knights have accomplished much. That's the only reason you were allowed to continue preserving the peace in Balduke. But it's become apparent that your Hieroglyph Knights have crossed the line. I expected you to be more prudent in the absence of the Governor General. My understanding is that the restricted sector was established 7 years ago.
So I've been late for the past few days because of the stomach issue. Well, super busy yesterday. And today was more of the stomach and just feeling sick. And then today was pure sick and tiredness. Tomorrow, I might still be late, but I might not be. It's up in the air. But I won't be any of that. If it is tomorrow, like tomorrow's one of the days where you should expect it to be. It's because it's more likely, because that's the day where I got a lot of stuff I take care of on Sundays and Thursdays. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
It was during this time that you founded the Glean chapter of the Hieroglyph Knights.
I hope to get it done quick and be able to get back in time tomorrow this time.
I will ask you again, Master Shadowlord. What is it that you're planning here?
75 points. You pass. You are every bit the virtuous man you have always been, Belger. It is admirable, considering you were assigned to Glia due to your friction with your superiors.
What? How do you know about that?
Detain him.
What?
Finally showing your true colors, are you? You can't do this, Shadowlord. What are you gonna do with me?
It is your moment, Belger, to prove your worth to whom the sovereignty of this land truly belongs to. Glia.
This is treason!
After you are processed, you will be returned to Rom.
Processed?
And then Balduke, no, Glia, will finally be returned to its people.
I don't like the sound of that. I'm pretty sure we heard something we definitely shouldn't have. That was Warden Belger of the Roman Empire they just detained in there, right?
You are aware that you're using your normal speaking voice and they were able to hear you while they were using their normal speaking voice, right? I should report this.
Maybe. That'd only definitely place us in their sights too. We should assume that the Knights have seized control of the prison. Anyway, let's get back to the special sector.
Nah, I say
We didn't
report
hear
it.
anything at all.
It'll create a conflict between the two groups, which would make it easier to escape.
Whew, what a day. I hear a lot of rumors, but I never would have guessed the Knights were planning a coup.
Do they intend on starting a war?
I doubt they're stupid enough to pick a fight head-on with the Roman Empire. But there's no question they're planning on overthrowing them one way. They've already struck the first blow by capturing the Roman prison warden. It's probably safe to say that Shadowlord has been planning this for a long time. It's against my better judgment, but I can't turn a blind eye to this. I am a Roman after all. I need to find a way to report this to the Governor General. Sorry, Adol, but like it or not, you're part of this too now.
Is there anything I can do?
I'm not sure yet. I still need to wrap my head around all this. That reminds me, shouldn't you be worried someone might notice that you're gone from your cell?
Marius is right. It's nearly time for the rounds. It would be best if I head back
If the
soon.
Knights are in control now, then things are going to change around here. We need to tread carefully from now on. Come back to the special sector only when you know it's safe.
Chapter 5: The Raging Bull's Treasure. End. Twilight shards, a whole bunch.
So the hieroglyph knights have primordials. That is quite concerning.
Primordials, huh? Ugh, it's like the Isle of Seiren all over again. If you guys thought the Monstrums were crazy, you've got another thing coming. How'd the hieroglyph knights even manage to get a hold of one anyway?
That reminds me,
One.
you gave us quite a shock when we found out you were a monstrum, Yufa.
I'm sorry, everyone. I wasn't really doing much as a monstrum until now. And I couldn't bring myself to tell everyone at the bar. You were all so busy helping Adol.
There's no need to apologize, darling. You did it for your siblings, right? You're not just their sister. You're a parent to them, too. Aren't they the reason why you didn't close your father's farm? Don't you agree, my dear Adol?
Yeah, you have nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
You guys...
I've been meaning to ask you, Shantae. Did you already know about Yufa?
But of course...
You did?
Call it intuition, dear. We've been working together for a long time.
Is he a bar manager or a mind reader?
I can't believe there was a primordial in the prison, even if it wasn't a real one. I can only speculate what the hieroglyph knights were planning. Chandelard didn't do us a favor by spelling it out either. However, it does seem like he knew about your curses. We're probably not getting any more answers out of him. I guess it's back to ground zero then a little. We ever get any more information at the bar? Oh, there's one thing. There's a place in the east of the Noble District called the Cultural Heritage Site. Old abandoned buildings and works of art that have been left there for years. Recently, there's been sightings of a ghost allegedly harassing tourists. A ghost? Not this again. Apparently Doggy is not a fan of ghosts. Maybe it's a lemur, like ones you guys fight. Maybe, but normal people can't see lemurs. Maybe it really is a ghost. If it was a monster instead, there would have been casualties. we've heard only tidbits from several citizens. As innocuous as it may be, I suppose it's rather curious. It's worth checking, even if it's nothing. Yeah, you're right, and who knows? It might lead to what we needed. Sounds like more work than it's worth. Furthermore, my sources tell me new prisoners were admitted last night. Among them are those with unknown charges, it seems. How awful. Parks, we still haven't found your friend yet. I don't like this. They're planning something, and I don't think it's a birthday party. Maybe you'll find something at the Cultural Heritage Site. Watch your back, Adel. Chapter 6. The Renegade's Secret. New requests available at the bulletin board. Wow! Alright, so first thing we're going to do is save. Then we're going to go to Journal. Bit of People. Look for an entry for Krisha. Supposedly there was an entry you get in Chapter 5. I'm worried I missed it. So let's see. Ease 8. Journal. Entries. Krisha. I'm hoping it says how to get them. I'm making sure I didn't miss it. Shh. What? What? What is all this? 00000? What does all that mean? Why is it not giving me a proper... Who the hell's Archie? Ease 8. Ease 9. Archie. I don't remember who the hell that is. Oh. Did I have to talk to her multiple times? Because I guess I missed it if I did. What is this website? Like, I didn't... Oh, it says Krisha 2. That's what I'm on. Yufa 2. Parks 1. Oh, this is good. Oh, nope, I didn't get Parks 1. I missed it. Give him the trick deck from the black market. Oh, I can do that anytime then. I just need to go to the black market and find the trick deck. Silhouette 2. I have Silhouette's second one. Yufa 2. Yep, I have Yufa's second one. Ada 1. Maxim 1. Yep. Tito 1. Silhouette 1. Frito 1. Yeah, so far I haven't missed any, I think. Shadowlard 1, Belgard 1. Yep. Yeah. This website, I'm gonna have to use this website. This will help me make sure I don't miss out on things. So like in this one, I get Animanimia's first entry. I gotta talk to her and Archie and the Dandelion during this chapter, which I'm going to anyways, but now I know I'll get it. Just in case I know not to forget. I'll get his second one by talking to him and Mr. Burling in the Dandelion. And then for Credo, I'll get his second one by giving him the stylish sunglasses that could be gotten in this chapter. Okay, yeah, well, we're gonna... Heck yeah, dude, we gotta use this in the future. This will help us make sure we don't miss out on any big story events. That's good, that'll be helpful. Because it's random stuff. It's like, oh, did you talk to this person during this specific part of the chapter when they were standing together? I normally talk to everybody when they move around, but, you know, maybe I'll forget. But with this, I won't forget. I'll know for sure. But either way, that's going to be it for today, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. Special thanks, obviously, to Crispy Bacon, if he happens to still be here. Even if he's not here, it's a ridiculous amount of money. $105. Gave me $105. Thank you. Thank you very much. Large portion of that is going to be going towards building up the garden. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. I hope to see you guys next time I stream, which will be tomorrow. Same cat time, same cat channel. I hope to see you guys there. Have a nice night, everyone. Goodbye. Thank you. Thank you very much. Good night, everyone. Bye. And we're going to focus more on gameplay tomorrow. My hope is to like really push hard to make sure I get all my work done early enough to be able to come back and start the stream at the normal start time and have a nice full length stream where we get a lot of game stuff done, because that has not been the past couple of days. But hopefully tomorrow, and I hope to see you guys there. Bye, everybody.